Alright. Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Diamond in the Rough, where we look at one of the most creative Terran players out there. It is none other than Storm Gaming's Ruff. And his opponent in the top left side of the map in the blue, this is Kaup. It's going to be a TVP match today, and I picked this replay to cast today because I was looking through a folder of replays that Ruff just uploaded to his Discord a little while back. And I went, you know what? The name of this one is something which Ruff doesn't normally do. I'm not even going to spoil it. Who knows? It might even end up in the title and the thumbnail if it's that interesting. But definitely sounded like a very curious game. Sounded like something a little different from what I'm used to seeing. He's going on gas first here. Very well played by Ruff. And what's he doing? Gate gas? And just scouting for proxies is Kaup. So Kaup, I think, respecting the opponent, no doubt knows who Ruff is and says, yeah, I better scout, because this guy's a freak and he does not just play normal. He does not play generic strategies. So best to get in there and check what he's up to. I recently was trying to do some crazy games. And yeah, I ran into Ruff a bunch. I'll tell you what does not work well. Doing crazy strategies versus Ruff, guys. I got annihilated playing against him. Like, I normally consider myself pretty good at making some weird stuff work, but I can tell you, Ruff was in his element. He's like, oh, you're playing weird and I'm playing weird. I've been here 1,000 times before, and I was like, nothing makes sense in this game. Whereas for him, everything clearly made sense. He had that stuff mapped out, and it was a little frustrating. Not gonna lie, I was like, this is just like, felt like I was getting bigger brothered a little bit. You know, he was kind of pushing me around a little bit. He got me with, what was it, in one of them? I was playing Protoss, and he did the float the factory in. I checked everywhere on the map for the proxy, and I came in to check for the proxy there, just after it lifted off and floated into my main. And I was like 10 probes to his first Widow Mine hit. I was so annoyed. I think I lost a TVT to him as well. I was playing random, or I was like rotating races or something, I think. Anyways, I might have got one back on him. I think I might have got revenge after losing a couple maps to him. I might have won one. But as it is anyways, it's a Marauder first opening out of Ruff. So 2 Marauders and a Hellion Pressure maybe? No, 2 Marauders and a Cyclone. Okay, that's curious. I guess he doesn't know if it's Stargate or not. Does want to get something that shoots up his commands, and he's pretty late with this build order. That's what I don't really like about it. And he's going to go... What? He's going Drilling Claws? Oh my god, he's gonna go Drilling Claw Widow Mine. Oh my, do you need an armory to upgrade Drilling Claws? I guess maybe you do. That's kind of crazy. I feel like you should just be able to get it off a Tech Lab factory, but I think you do need an armory. So for those who don't know, Drilling Claws makes Widow Mines burrow very quickly. They basically, you drop them out of a medevac. If you're quick enough at giving the order, they just slide right into the ground. Now, they also, just from the moment you have an armory unlocked, become permanently invisible as long as they're burrowed. Whereas until you have the armory, they have this thing where basically, you can see actually different called concealment. So they basically reveal themselves when they aren't ready to fire otherwise. So once he shoots, anyone can attack it, anyone can see it. And then when he's, of course, ready to fire again, he turns invisible. Now, Ruff is going to be going, yeah, Drilling Claws. He's going to go Starport. So, okay, it's going to be Widow Mine drops. That is indeed something I never see from Ruff in this matchup. It's such a standard harassment is Widow Mine drops, but he's doing the very, very committed version. And this is a big problem because Kaup is going for 3-gate charge. Now, charge zealots... Oh man, they're going to be... Oh, goodbye, Stalker. Well, that's not a good start for Kaup. So if Kaup does a big charge lot attack, the problem with this sort of build is you have almost no units. Because you're going to go across with 4 Widow Mines, and then you're going to have, what, 2 Marauders and a bunker? And you've got no production. There's no reactor here. You're not making Hellions. You can't make Marines. There's no core kind of solid basis behind this sort of build order. And that's the problem. And this is why I always feel like Drilling Claw Widow Mine openings, they've got a cool spot in this matchup, but they're very inconsistent. Because if the opponent hits you hard, even if you do some damage to them, they might just straight up kill you. And if they do shut down the Widow Mine drop, that's when you're in trouble. That being said, guys, double Forge into 3rd base. What is this build order? What is this build order from the Protoss player? This is the greediest shit I have ever seen. No Blink, no Phoenix, so there's no anti-air control other than 1 Stalker. Oh my god, and I mean, Forges do open up cannons, so you can build cannons. So there's no way you stop the Widow Mines getting burrowed. That's the number 1 problem. Number 2 is you don't have any detection, but starts a cannon preemptively. Oh my god, in both mineral lines as well. Now, there's not one there, so Widow Mines could still burrow up there. Oh, this is like Calp's build order here, guys, is low APM genius. If you guys are really slow at StarCraft, this is the sort of build you want to do. It's a mixture of greed and low and 0 APM safety precautions. It's actually really well done. No, 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 watch out, Calp. Oh my god. Okay, loses 2 probes there, almost loses the sentry, but not quite. Cannon kicks in, and that means 2 Widow Mines go down. Only 1 gets out. You know what, guys? Calp handled that pretty well. Calp's going double upgrades, has the charge there, can definitely just transfer workers to that 3rd now. And Ruff, what's he doing, guys? He's on 2 base. He's going to try and go Banshees behind the Widow Mine drop, and he's building more Widow Mines, so he is still going to make use of that. If he repairs up the medevac, I'd actually love him to go back, repair the medevac, and go again with a full Widow Mine drop. I think that would be a really cool way of doing it. It's a very good way to punish someone like Calp who's just skipped any of that air control, right? You can just fly around pretty much as you want. Oh my god, he can't see the Widow Mine. Oh, but he picks it up and moves it. Ruff is maybe overthinking this. I think he's taking a little bit too long. Good chance. Oh, just in range. Nicely done, guys. Oh, and he gets out of there as well. Okay, well done. I was like, he's overthinking this. He needs to just burrow it and get a move on, but he made that well worth it. 2 Banshees are on the way. +1 air attack, and he's got hyperflight rotors. Oh my god, he's going to build an engineering bay and a fusion core. So he wants to go... That doesn't make sense. Banshees into battle cruisers? Is he expecting to force Phoenix? I don't think... I guess you can always use battle cruiser Widow Mine. It's not a bad call. I feel like just stick with Banshees though. If you're getting rotors and cloak, you've already got all these upgrades for them. You might as well stick with it. I don't know. Ruff has his own weird take on how to do things. He's not really building SCVs consistently right now, so he is still down 20 workers, and I think Calp's Mega Macro might just win him this game. Because look at the gateway count now. He's getting a sick gateway count. He's got cannons and batteries up in pretty much every base. I think the only weak point is the 3rd, because there's no battery. So if like 4 Banshees go in, they might just kill it. Now, look at this. He's setting up Widow Mines all around the map. Just little traps burrowed everywhere. Yeah, and he's going to try and go Robo Bay. Yeah, you're going to need observers to deal with this. Without observers, you won't be able to. Now, Calp has not taken a 4th or a 5th base yet, and that's a problem because Ruff, he's starting to get forward with these Widow Mines to the point where he might even block the probes moving out to take them. Ruff's still very slow on his SCV production. You can see he only ever queues 1 SCV at a time, it feels like. I'd love to see him queue more than that, but because he's always so gas spending focused, it's all about keep the tech units pumping out. I just feel like once again, we're going to be in a sort of game where a Protoss player doesn't really have to show too much exceptional control, and then they're just given a free pass to the macro game. And I love Ruff styles because he can still win from there. It just feels like it's maybe a little harder than it needs to be because his economy just does not roll forwards nearly as fast as his opponents. And with things like a planetary on the 3rd, that hurts you even more here. You can see it once again, just no SCVs producing. Now, obviously, every player focuses on different things in StarCraft, and game to game, you focus on different things. It's something I'm focusing on now, is just because there's not much happening in terms of fighting, and the Banshees haven't really found a way in. They're all just kind of grouping up. I feel like it's in these passive scenarios, you've really got to hit those macro beats just right, or you fall behind. Now, does get 1 Widow Mine off, and actually gets about 5 probes with it, so what looked like a perfect hold doesn't actually really shut it down that well. And now Calp is not that high on workers either, only 56. So like I said, you can tell that Calp's not a high APM player. Calp is a very unique style that I think can really scale well for a player who isn't necessarily playing that fast. The problem though is huge. What do I mean by that? Where's the scan? Oh, he scanned to kill an observer at home. Okay, you can see little pieces of an observer on the ground. The problem is High Templar, yeah, feedback's pretty good for damaging Banshees, but if they're out of energy, if they purposely wear it down with Cloak, you need Phoenix or you need Blink. It doesn't have any of those. So any of the things that require a lot of good control, Calp has just avoided investing in them. Now, luckily, the worker lines are mostly defended by cannons, but oh my god, look at the damage output of that many Banshees. Dude, they just one-shot cannons almost. Okay, shield battery overcharge comes in. Nicely done here. The Banshees, man. Okay, you gotta watch out for Psystorm. Psystorm could be used on here, but it's not ready. Feedbacks go down on pretty much every single one of those Banshees. They take out a whole bunch of High Templar. Only 1 Banshee falling. Banshees, though, very damaged, have to fall back. Battle cruisers are on the way now as +2 air weapons finishes up in a moment. There we go. +1 armor is started as well. So it's going to be a very well upgraded air fleet coming out. Ruff is going for the ultimate air army. Now, this will lose to just Blink Stalkers if there's enough of them, but you can see economically, check this out, Kaup has actually managed to fall behind these beautiful trades from Ruff. And the fact that Kaup never got that 5th base up and didn't replace a lot of the workers that died. You can see missing workers in the main. The natural expansion, slightly under saturation. 3rd base, a little under saturation. So because there's such creative weird pressure with the Banshees and the Widowmine drops that Kaup's not ready to deal with and is not used to dealing with, I think Kaup's lost track of their economy. Is not used to having to build 3 cannons and a battery on every base, but is now in that scenario. And Ruff here just causing a lot of damage with small sets of units. Now setting up, moving around, the Widowmines continue to deny the vision. And even though Blink's ready, you can always teleport these battlecruisers out of there. Widowmine drop does come on in there. There's too many cannons, man. Yep, too many cannons. The Blink Stalkers, Yamato! Barely blinks out of there on time. And that one does turn around. He's going to Yamato a Stalker, kill another Stalker. And he wants to get the Observers, but the Observers do get pulled back. Ruff will just teleport back and heal up. He's trying to take a 4th command center and a 5th. So he's saying, look, I'm keeping you busy with this harassment. Let's try and be greedy and get this up. Kaup finds it, but does not take that down. And I think we're seeing one of these games where Ruff, he doesn't rush to the macro game, but if the opponent doesn't build a really huge economy, and if they're not actually attacking into him at home, suddenly he finds himself just ahead. 3-3 upgrades on the way. As I said, guys, Stalkers beat everything he has because it's still in really low numbers. Just Blink Stalkers, right? But obviously the Banshees are keeping him busy. And the scary thing is, if Ruff can get, he's going to be at 2-1. If he can get to, say, 3-2 upgrades versus 3-3, close enough it cancels out the upgrade difference. And then he can get on up towards just 8, 10, 12 battlecruisers. That's the point where Stalkers become a little inefficient. Now, I think 15 battlecruisers is probably the point where you just need to have Tempests. Kaup, realizing that, is going 5 Stargates and a Fleet Beacon. Doesn't feel like he's going to have a kill timing before then. Banshee's going to go down the left side of the map. We've got a planetary down here and a planetary up here. Opening up 5 bases is really important because this gives Ruff access to all the gas that he needs. He can just keep transferring his workers. And remember, Ruff plays this not that crazy high worker style. So as long as he preserves his units, he will be able to build a super powerful maxed army. Gets an Archon, another Archon, and a few Stalkers. And the production's getting taken down. Oh, I actually wish he would focus down the Forges just to stop those upgrades from coming in. Stalkers warping in there right now. The army being pulled back. This is going to allow the battlecruisers to do a flyby on the front. The Banshee is very aware of the fact that they are distracting their opponent right now. Where are the Observers? All the Observers are dead. How? Where did they die? Maybe the battlecruisers killed them. I didn't even see it. So the Stalkers are going to go back to the right, but that base has already gone down. And guess what? It's having to build oracles for detection right now. Oh my lord. And guess what? That's only 14 Stalkers. That's 5 BCs. Looks like he will manage to pick off 1 in the red. But the other one's going to fly up into that base. Now, battery overcharge, very effective there. Ruff targets it down, though. Ruff does target it down. And guys, he's killing the Stargates! He's killing the Stargates, and Oracle gets out, but that's the only detection. The battlecruisers do have to teleport away. The Oracle can tag this, but there's no Stalkers here to take advantage of it, and without even having a Phoenix out. A single Phoenix plus Oracle tags will hunt this army down. Oh, this is bad for Ruff, though. Ruff gets the Fleet Beacon, but he loses a few Banshees. Does get 4 of them to safety, as long as he hides in the corner. Yeah, he killed the Stargates. Wait, there's 3 more. Oh my god, I forgot there was 3 more Stargates, so he's still got Phoenix on the way. Okay, these Banshees are done. Now he's going to come in and just trade him out because he knows that they will get killed eventually. So he's like, hey, I might as well fight these Stalkers 1 or 2 at a time. Gets about 4 or 5 Stalkers here. And finally, we're going to see the Banshees fall. Behind the 70 probes for the Protoss. Terran player, though, is up to 8 battlecruisers. 4 more on the way. As I said, if he gets to 12 battlecruisers, which he's about to be at, it's a big problem. 3-2 upgrades, building armor coming in behind that as well. Ruff getting towards that near perfect late game army. I mean, is it near perfect? Yeah, pretty much. I would say against Protoss, just pure mass battlecruiser kind of does the trick. There is no Corruptor unit. I mean, yeah, the Tempest is good, but Protoss is not there yet. Fleet Beacon died, so can't even try to build those for a bit longer. Is building more Phoenix right now, which are absolutely the wrong unit. Phoenix is the lowest value unit in the game versus the battlecruiser, especially when you're out upgraded this badly. Remember, there's no air upgrades out. These Phoenix are doing no damage at all. The battlecruisers have 4 armor. The Phoenix do 5 damage a shot. They're doing literally pew pew 1-2 damage. Pew pew 1-2 damage. Pew pew 1-2 damage. Oh my god. That is painful. Calp, stop building Phoenix, mate. You just need 2 of those to hunt down Banshees. And the battlecruisers are going to come right on in. They're going to blast this base down as well. Ruff seems to have found a way through. And honestly, like we said earlier, Calp's just bled out. At this point, you wish you had some Psystorm. I know that's not great versus a 550 hit point unit, but they're stacked enough, it would help. And you wish you had 40 Stalkers plus. But look, even if you blink on that, those Widow Mines are going to do big damage to your units. And Ruff here just making splendid use of the battlecruiser count. Yamatoing down batteries, Archons, Stalkers alike. The whole army getting annihilated. The probes running away as refugees, and a lot of those do go down on the way out. Battlecruiser's going to head straight into the heart of the production. He realizes that if he can take that production out, it's going to be the end of this game. And that is exactly what he's going for. 4 more reinforcing battlecruisers come in, and Ruff here with a 1 base Widowmine drop, going from there straight on up into speed Banshees, more Widowmine drops into the battlecruisers, and he makes it to that late game BC force. The Protoss player not able to get the Tempest out in time and not able to get the critical mass of Stalkers to shut down those first battlecruiser forays. GG, well played. That was another episode of Diamond in the Rough. Catch you guys next time. Goodbye and good night.